What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 59. That's 59 of the Good Point Bro podcast. My name is Caden. This is my little bro Cam.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep, baby. We're going to get right into it today. As you guys know, we get right into things around here. Never lollygagging. We got three 3-minute topics for you guys. We got one 5 minutes and then one 10 minutes. Beyond that, we have 2 clips. So stick around for those. We're going to talk about why this is the greatest playoffs in a long time and what team already eliminated has the brightest future. So if you guys are interested in either of those, make sure that you stick around until the end. We're going to start here. First 3-minute topic. Let me get out my timer. I'm just a man. All right. 3-minute. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, first 3-minute subject. Can the Miami Heat win with a hobbled Jimmy Butler?
I think they can. I think they can because Julius Randle, we don't know the status of him with his ankle, and the way Miami is shooting threes right now is insane. They were ranked 27th in three-point shooting in the regular season. Right now they're shooting like 45% from three as a team. You got Strus hitting threes. You got Kyle Lowry off the bench hitting threes. If they keep shooting like this, then, yeah, they can definitely beat the Knicks.
I was going to say that they could purely based on the way that Kyle Lowry has stepped up. If you even in that first play-in game, which, they lost, he was still able to drop, I think, 30-something in like 20-something minutes. So, he's definitely turned into, a playoff type. Would you see that a lot in vets, especially?
Yeah. Playoff Lowry.
Playoff Lowry.
Low-key, he is kind of playoff Lowry. On that run they had with Kawhi, I mean, he was insane, too.
Yeah.
He was, by far their second-best player. And to be the second-best player on a championship-winning team
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. That's hard to do.
Yeah. Just ask Kyrie. But yeah, so I could see Kyle Lowry doing that. Obviously, I don't think he'd be the second best player on the team, which actually, I guess Bam would have to be if they're going to go that far.
But how we saw Jimmy Butler playoff Jimmy? It's the playoff Heat now. Because of how much better they've looked in the regular season of the playoffs is insane. And to think about this, Tyler Hero broke his leg, right?
Hand.
He broke his hand in the first game, and they're still shooting 45% from three. Their best three-point shooter is down, and they're shooting better from three without him. It makes zero sense. So it's not just playoff Jimmy anymore. It's the playoff Miami Heat. We've never seen anything like this.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're the only 6th team in NBA history to beat a 1 seed.
Yeah.
The 8 seed.
Now it's kind of skewed because Giannis was out, whatever, but they still beat him in back-to-back games where he started, which nobody thought was going to happen.
And game 5 with his back on the wall.
Yeah.
And he dropped 36.
He dropped 43.
Oh, really?
From 56, yeah. Back-to-back, he had 99 points in 2 games. It's
that's crazy.
Most since Michael Jordan, of course.
But it's not a failure. Nothing
is
a failure. Is that a LeBron tweet?
Yeah, LeBron was.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. See you.
Well, I just saw that.
I'd be doing that. Now you're doing that.
I saw the LeBron tweet on the screen. I didn't know what it was about.
But I will say this about that series. Man, I want the Knicks to go to the conference finals.
I want the Heat too.
Jimmy
Butler's playing the reincarnation of Michael Jordan.
We've seen this story before, man. We see them get to the conference finals. They lose. We saw them get to the finals against the Lakers in the bubble. They
played a great series against the Celtics when they lost in the Eastern
Conference. I'm just saying, we've seen this movie before. There's no realistic chance of them winning the finals. Neither with the Knicks, but I just want to see.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I just want to see the Knicks in the conference finals. I want to see First Take.
You say that like they're an entertaining
Stephen A.
team.
on a Monday. Dude, they're the New York Knicks.
They're not entertaining.
Madison Square Garden in the conference finals. That would be awesome.
All right, moving over into our second 3-minute topic. Hope you guys enjoyed the Miami Heat one. So with this one, Game 1 is about to start between the Celtics and the 76ers. Obviously, Joel Embiid's had problems. Now, a lot of players, a lot of vets you see load manage. It was pretty obvious to me that Joel Embiid was going for the MVP. So every game to him was 110%. And now you see that we're getting into the second round of the playoffs and he's having knee problems. He's doubtful for Game 1.
Bro, he only played 69 games, bro.
There's definitely a difference when you play 69 games and all of them are 110%. That's why you had to sit out the last 11.
Well, if you sit, what do you think is harder? Playing all 82 games 90% or playing 100% on 69 games? It's the same thing.
No, I'm saying obviously he's a guy that has had these type of joint problems. And despite that, he played 100% of the regular season, causing more of them, missing 13 games. And then you go into the playoffs where he has to do it now because he has to for them to win games. And he's doubtful for game 1.
And it just wasn't meant to be because you have to try to win in the regular season. Like, you got to do that. Like, there's been every great player throughout history, not every great, but they have to play 100% in the regular season.
But I think they know
when
they
they win
turn it on.
MVP.
Right, when they win MVP.
Like, you don't think when the Bulls
think
won
it put-
72 games, Michael Jordan every single game was not giving 110%.
He pick and chose a lot better than Giannis. He was a lot better in the fourth quarter.
But he still played 82 games, and Joel Embiid missed 13 games.
Right, he's not Michael Jordan.
So that's
But how many MVPs do you see like Derrick Rose where they get an MVP early and then they end up being injured later and they can't have success in the playoffs?
well, that isn't that
Or Jokic.
him winning.
Jokic this year obviously wasn't as productive as last year. Like he slowed down. He knew how to pick and choose. He was just
Well, he only played 66 games.
right.
But
he wasn't going for
you
MVP.
can't compare Jokic and Embiid because their game styles are way different.
No,
their
I
play
can't.
styles are
I
way
can't
different
because I'm not
Joel
talking
Embiid's
about
a
play
way more
style.
physical player.
Because I'm not talking about play style.
Well, that's
I'm
why
talking
it
about effort.
it doesn't
In
just
the
because
last few games of the year,
it looks like Jokic isn't giving effort, but he is. It's just
No.
a totally different play style.
No.
Joel Embiid bullies people. Jokic is way more like the great Michael Scott in The Office says it's like jazz.
no, the last couple.
Jokic's game is like jazz. It's passing, a lot of post moves. Joel Embiid is bully ball.
But the last
And
couple of games of the year, just let me say this: the last couple of days of the games of the year, he shot like 8 shots at 13 points when Embiid was trying to drop 50 in a game that didn't matter.
What was
Because
the
he was trying
biggest
to win MVP.
criticism of Joel Embiid? What was the biggest criticism of Joel Embiid? He wasn't playing enough in the paint, right?
This has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is the way he's played, the way he's given 100% playing in the paint is why he averaged 33 points a game this year. His game has evolved into better, and if he just gets injuries like that, then it is what it is. But the best version of him as a player is playing bully ball and playing that center role. And if I'm a Sixers fan right now, like if the Sixers don't get it done this year with Giannis and the Bucks out, and if you win the series, you get the Heat of the Knicks, they're automatically going to the finals. I don't care. They're beating the Heat of the Knicks. Then I don't think they'll ever win a title. So if I'm the 76ers right now, I'm in panic mode that he might not play, and he's doubtful for game one.
I agree, but I'm saying that's because he went too hard for an MVP when that's not what they were going for this season.
I'm just saying dude has gotten injured his whole career.
Right, even more the reason to not do that. But anyway, done with that one. We're going to move over to our next 3-minute topic. This one is going to be on Dylan Brooks. Might be in another jersey next year. Who knows? Probably will be.
Yeah, he was like statistically the worst player in the playoffs. He shot 31% from three, 20% from the field, only averaged 10 points. LeBron shot like 60% when he was a primary defender on him in the series. So like, why keep? And he just put him in bad situations with all the talk. All the media was on them. All the media attention was on them.
Yeah.
And they're a young team, and that's not what you want when you're a young team.
No.
You don't want all the media on you
Right.
because you just can't. You're not a vet yet. You can't handle that stuff.
No,
and
he couldn't.
obviously the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, obviously because he didn't go to
He
the
didn't
media.
perform and he
The
didn't
3
talk.
road losses, he didn't go to the
Yeah.
media after the game. So, I mean, I think that the Grizzlies. I love their squad. I do. They look like idiots right now, but I love their squad, and I hope that they learn from this.
Yeah, I do too. And it does remind me a little bit, and you've said this before, it does remind me a little bit of when Machine Gun Kelly tried to do a diss on Eminem and then turned from rap and changed his genre to punk rock.
Like emo rock.
He Eminem dissed him so hard he just quit rap entirely.
Yeah.
It does remind me a little bit of this because like Dylan Brooks, he like deleted his Instagram, doesn't do any meetings with the media.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like he just switched to punk rock.
Yeah, it's a bad look.
But
And
the worst
another
part
bad
is his
look was-
performance on the court.
Yeah, the worst part was his performance, and another bad look was when they were down by like 40 or whatever, John Morant was seen laughing on the bench. Like,
Yeah.
John Morant, bro, like, he just seems like his head's not in it, and it's sad because he's so talented. Like, he's unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
Like, he had to take like 3 weeks off for that whole incident, came back and just was balling. Like, he's so naturally good at basketball. All this off the court stuff is just disappointing because it's pretty obvious that the NBA wants to make John Morant like a future face of the league, and he's just not embracing that right now. He's not embracing the responsibility of that, and that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty rough, man. You couldn't shoot threes, couldn't defend, and I don't want to hear anybody talking about he was defending LeBron.
Yeah, because LeBron shot like 60%
didn't
on him.
even try. And then when he did, if you actually just watched the game with your eyes, LeBron backed him up at will every single
Yeah.
time he tried to.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And I think I just hope that LeBron was just saving energy for this Warriors series. You know
Do
what I
what?
mean? I just hope that LeBron was saving energy for this Warriors series.
Yeah.
I hope that's what
it
a lot of it
It
was.
looked like he didn't really try to have to score for the Lakers to be successful in that
All right.
series.
Moving over into our first 5-minute topic.
Well, before we move into that, and
Yeah.
I think it was smart by LeBron to get everybody else involved in the first series, because if you don't have those guys, the title it's not going to happen. So he
Yeah.
was getting Hachimura
Hachi
and Austin Reeves going for the
Schroeder
first
got a
series,
shot.
getting their confidence up for the rest of the playoffs, which
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
was a genius move.
Moving over into our first 5-minute topic, we have the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets. So obviously it's a pretty intense series. Nuggets win game 1. Game 2 starts today. Nuggets are 4.5-point favorites, rightfully so with the way that they're playing. But I think that for a lot of the Nuggets' reign over the West in the regular season, we haven't taken the Nuggets seriously. We've watched the Nuggets win 60 games, and we don't take it seriously, and we don't see them as real contenders. But you disagree with this.
Yeah, I don't know why we sleep on the Nuggets right now. Like Jamal Murray's averaging 28, shooting 46% from 3. He's looking like Bubble Murray. Their depth is insane. They got the 2-time back-to-back MVP winner in Jokic. Their defense has been better. Like they're averaging 116 points in the playoffs, which is ridiculous. And the Suns have no bench. They traded away Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, and Cam Johnson. That's like 40 points a game away. So they got rid of all their depth. And in the series against the Clippers, 90% of their points came from the starters. So if their starters have an off game, that's an automatic L. And they would be the first team to ever have that bad of a bench and win an NBA championship. Like it just doesn't happen. So I don't.
It's a very eerily similar situation to when I said this before. The Brooklyn Nets first formed.
You're on a roll today, bro.
I know, man. The Brooklyn Nets first formed, and they didn't have a bench with James Harden, and I believe it was something like 90% of their points came from their starters. And then almost right after that, obviously Harden and Curry got hurt. But
They still had some dude. Yeah, they
at the
did.
beginning of that season, 90% of their.
No, I agree.
I don't think you
but-
remember.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, they still had dudes on the bench. Like, I couldn't name you one player besides Cameron Payne on the Suns bench. Like, I can't name you. I can't name you a single player. Like, they literally are like 10-day contract dudes. They were like the Lakers when they got Russ. That's their depth right now. Just zero bench. Zero. Like the Lakers had like 5 dudes that were just not even league players.
Yeah.
That were on that team. And that's what they look like right now.
I mean, when you look at the 4 teams in the West, you have the Nuggets, who do have depth. The Lakers, who have shown that since the trade deadline, they not only have depth, but they have probably at times the best depth in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Warriors, who have guys that can step up any given night. And when you look at those 3 teams and compare them to the Suns, it's hard for me to pick the Suns over any of those
Especially in a 7-game series.
3. Yeah.
And another thing about the I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, that's why I have to say things quickly, or else I forget it.
Completely forgot it?
Yeah.
Rough. We're talking about the Nuggets and Suns. You're out?
I'm trying to think right now. You just got to talk.
Okay. You don't have have notes or anything?
I'm
you
trying
mean
to.
something you just thought of?
Yeah, I just thought of
okay.
it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think through the first 11 minutes of game 1, their 11 minutes of bench rotation, their bench had scored 3 points. So I mean, they're not scorers now. Their defense has been okay.
That's what I was gonna say. My fault about that. Another thing about the Suns, DeAndre Ayton has not embraced his role whatsoever. Like, if you're DeAndre Ayton, you're not a huge part of the offense right now. They need you for defense, setting screens, getting rebounds, and he's not doing that right now. So, like, they already have a bunch of score. They have KD and Booker, and they've got to be in control of the offense at all times. Chris Paul's going to hit his shots, whatever. If you are DeAndre Ayton, you have to be a dog in the paint. Like, you have to get you have to be like Looney for the Warriors. Like, he needs to take notes on that dude, because that dude's just a straight dog, embraces his role. They don't need DeAndre Ayton to score right now.
Which is what Looney did against the Kings. And that was a big deal.
Saying.
And we'll
Because
get to that in a minute,
Sabonis
because I have
is
some good stuff
6'9"
on that.
and can't
I have some good stuff on
bang
that.
in the paint.
But
Sabonis is not a center, bro.
no.
Not a center. But yeah, they need Ayton to embrace his role right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, think about it. They were giving 130 points up to the Clippers, who didn't have Paul George or Kawhi. Their defense sucks too.
The
I
Phoenix Suns?
didn't understand the
Yeah.
hype with the Suns. I've been saying it like since they've made that trade.
Yeah, I agree. You have. Which I don't know if they were better before either. So I mean,
I just don't.
if you're, it's not a bad trade.
They
to me
had their
because
chance to win the title against
What were
the
they?
Bucks.
They were like a 5 seed, and then they ended up being a 4 seed. Like it's
Yeah,
not
but they
like-
were like 8-0 when Kevin Durant played. Because remember, Kevin Durant hurt his ankle in the layup line. That's another thing. You have no clue about their health this postseason,
Yeah.
which can be said about the Lakers as well. But Chris Paul gets injured all the time. Devin Booker has a history of injuries, and Kevin Durant as well. So
Devin Booker's been relatively healthy.
yeah, but I'm just saying, or
But the way
he
that-
was hurt a lot this year.
The way that Devin Booker's played is pretty. Like game 1, he had a little bit of a down game.
no, but
against the
that's
Nuggets.
understandable, and that's
But
the
the
thing.
last series,
Is he gonna have to average 40 for them to win the championship this year? Yes, he's gonna have to average like realistically at least 35. They're gonna have to combine for 70 points a game, him and Katie and Book, for them to win the title.
yeah,
And that's the biggest ask in NBA history. It's never happened.
yeah.
So it would be unparalleled.
It's like LeBron and Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
Okay.
They averaged 70. I think Matthew Dellavedova. The funny thing is, he was only good for like games 1 and 2. Then he got all
Yeah.
that hype, and then he sucked.
Well, he was guarding Steph. Like he was kind
He
of
was
locking
hustling.
Steph up, and then like after the Cavs took a 2-1 lead, Steph kind of did his thing.
Yeah.
And shut that down.
All right. And we're moving over into our first 10-minute topic. For this 10-minute topic, we're obviously going to be talking about the Lakers and the Warriors, as I said before. So, yeah. I think that when the Warriors were up 3-1 against the Cavaliers in 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I said 2018. So, I think when the Warriors were up 3-1 against the Cavaliers in 2016 and that the Cavaliers were able to come back and win that game, put a lot of pressure on Steph and a lot of assumptions that people thought Steph wasn't clutch. But since then, I think he's done nothing but proven that he's beyond clutch and probably one of the most clutch players over the last 10 years. I mean, even if you look just past, I think 2013. Yeah. So even if you look to the year 2013, he has the most game winners in the league. And then last night, Game 7, 50 points, the most points in a Game 7 in the history of the NBA. So I think it's pretty ridiculous that people still look at him as a not clutch performer. Well, that's just not who he is. People hold on to it's almost like a first impression bias. So they get this first impression of Curry, and they're like, oh, that's a guy that couldn't win a Finals MVP in 2015, which is ridiculous. He should have won Finals MVP. And then in 2016, loses 3-1. They're like, oh, this isn't a clutch guy. But why don't you look at 17, 18, obviously 19 with injuries, and then wins again in 21. And I believe in Game 6, he had like 40-something. Another
He
clutch
wins
game
in 22.
against
yeah,
the Celtics.
He had a great series against the Celtics, and I remember watching Game 1. I know the Celtics won that game, but Steph had like 6 threes in the first quarter. I mean, we've never seen someone like Steph Curry, especially at 6'2", the way he's able to dominate this league.
100%.
You're
dead.
It's actually insane.
No, I agree.
Like Steve Kerr said last night, we are definitely taking Steph Curry for granted. And especially because he's like
And that's-
35. He's like
so-
35 years old.
And that's something I did want to remind people of before you go into the 35 years old thing. Because, yeah, he only has a couple years left, especially with his play style. But I did want to point out this. It felt like, I guess I was a teenager during that first run, but it felt like for a few years in the NBA, we watched Steph and LeBron play each other in every postseason, and we were like, oh, we already know who's going to play this finals. We already know it's going to be Steph and LeBron. And everybody just assumed, and it was almost like the NBA's too predictable type thing. And now here we are in 2023, and we're going to watch Steph and LeBron play against each other in the second round. And I just want people to really watch this series, and I want them to really just soak it all in, because it's not every decade that you're going to witness greatness like this. And people do take it for granted. I think that the biggest problem with NBA fans is that we constantly look to the youth to see what's next. And then by the time what's next becomes what's now, we forget about what happened. And in this year, the what's happening is Steph and LeBron. And if we keep worrying about these young guys and what's next, we're going to take this for granted. We're going to take these moments for granted. So soak in this series. Soak in the fact that Kevin Durant is in this playoffs. Soak in the fact that Jimmy Butler is now putting on a performance where he looks like Michael Jordan's son, and he might actually be. And so, I mean,
let me
this postseason, and we'll get into that in the clip in a minute. But I mean,
Let me
just
one up you
really
real quick. Let me one up you real quick. Not only are we getting Steph and LeBron again, which we all want, it's a fair fight this time. Like, we all knew KD and the Warriors were going to beat LeBron and the Cavs. It's like 2016, 2015. We don't know who's going to win this, and it's more than ever going to be LeBron versus Curry, not the Warriors versus LeBron. Not the Warriors versus LeBron, but LeBron and Curry, because they both have evenly matched teams. So that even makes it more special.
Woo-hoo!
And I just want to say this.
Fire.
I just want to say this. LeBron James has dominated the Warriors without Kevin Durant. And I'll explain to you. First of all, in 2015, Kevin Love and Kyrie go down. He takes them to 6 games, loses game 6 on overtime, averages 39, 13, and 9. And they gave the finals MVP to the guy who guarded him. Then in 2016, he averages 29, leads the series in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. First player to ever do that. Beats Steph Curry in 7, wins an Oracle in the game 7. So, like, the series that they didn't have Kevin Durant, LeBron has dominated the Warriors. They don't have an answer for him. Also, I just want to point this out. The Lakers are 3-1 against the Warriors this year, and LeBron dropped 56 against the Warriors last year, which was a season high. Just want to point that out there. I got Lakers in 6, baby. Lakers in 6.
Those were freaking clips. I mean, those were some clips right there, boy.
I just want to.
Hey, by the way,
I just want to remind everybody out there.
Just want to point it out here. We have come together and decided that May is our month. We're going crazy in May. So make sure that you're liking, commenting, subscribing. Make sure we know you are, because after the month of May,
ride the wave now.
We're not going to know that you were here at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ride the wave.
Let's get into our clips. Actually, I don't even know. Oh, it's only been 5 minutes. We can keep going on the Warriors and Lakers if you want. Basically just series predictions. So I don't.
Nothing but love and respect for Steph, though.
Yeah. But he's a.
But don't ever compare him
Let's
to
just
LeBron.
do this.
Don't do it.
Is Steph the best point guard of all time?
Not yet. I'm not going to go there yet. And I wouldn't put him as a point guard. He's so much different than a traditional point guard. Like, Steph played in an era of positionless basketball. So I feel like they were saying, it's disrespectful to put him in the point guard category. I feel like instead of saying, is he the greatest point guard, we could just rank him all time and just say, is he better than Magic Johnson as a player? I don't think we have to be like, is he the best point guard? Because he's not a point guard. It's his positionless basketball. He's a combo guard, scorer, playmaker. I mean, he's everything. Magic was more of a traditional point guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, bro. We're just throwing clips left and right now. I'm not gonna lie. That was good. That was good by you, man.
Like, Magic was a traditional 6'9", freak of nature play, and he was a perfect player for the Lakers. And Steph is a perfect player for this Warriors team. Like, they're kind of funny situations. Like,
yeah.
Like, Magic had a squad and was an engine
Kareem.
And was the engine for that squad. Like, the perfect engineer.
The perfect
Steph
duo to
has
Kareem.
Steph has a squad and is like the perfect engine for that squad. So they're very similar. If Steph wins another one, bro, and he gets himself a Finals MVP, which he will if they win, dude, he's in the Kobe. He's right there with Kobe. He's right there with Bird. Like, we're in that realm now if he wins another one. Which is funny that it's funny that we hesitate to do that with Steph. We hesitate to have those conversations with Steph. Like, he has 4. And like we were saying on past podcasts, it hurts Steph that he played with KD.
But I will say
it
this.
hurts him because
I will say this
it hurts Kobe that he played with Shaq.
That's what I was about to
You
mention,
can't
but
be
not
the
that
best
much.
player ever. No, you can't be the best
not
player
saying-
ever when you play with another top 10 player. That's what it's like. Because if you, like we said, if you look at
one time,
LeBron
Kareem was
and
the
Jordan's
GOAT.
best player.
At one
they're
time,
like
Kareem.
top 50 players. They're not top 10 players. Right. Like, it's
Who's top 50?
It hurt.
Dwayne Wade?
Yeah, for sure. He's top 50. Probably top 30. Him and
Kyrie's.
Pippen are like no.
No,
Kyrie's not top 50. Kyrie's not top 50. He didn't even make the
No.
top 75. He got snubbed, but he didn't even make the top 75.
AD
when they
did,
that.
though. AD might end up top
80
50.
was like 74. 80 will not end up top 10. Stop that.
top 50.
Oh yeah, he might. Yeah, he'll end up top 50
And here's why.
because of LeBron.
He's winning Finals MVP this year if they win.
No, I don't think so.
Because he's going to have to be that type of player for them to win.
I don't think so.
Unless LeBron shows something that he hasn't shown
I don't
yet.
think so. I think
Unless LeBron shows something he hasn't shown yet.
AD's biggest series will be if they play the Nuggets in the conference finals. Him versus Jokic. That will be the defining moment because if you remember in the bubble, Anthony Davis gave Jokic the business, bro.
Yeah.
He gave him the business. But I think that's going to be the biggest here. And obviously he played good against the Grizzlies, which that I think was their toughest. They're going to be their toughest matchup offensively because the Grizzlies are a very, very good defensive team.
Yeah. All right, we're good there. And we're going to get into our 2 clips for the first one. This is by far one of the greatest playoffs that I can remember. The amount of entertainment that I've seen in even just the first round is unbelievable.
He's old.
Playing teams winning, Dylan Brooks talking trash, LeBron and AD answering. Like, have you seen that clip actually of LeBron or AD blocking him? You know that huge block, and they both just there, and then Dylan Brooks looks, and then he just immediately looks away. Yeah. But anyway, Dylan Brooks talking gas, Jimmy Butler acting like he's the reincarnation of Michael Jordan.
I own you.
Yeah,
and I feel so bad for Drew Holiday. Like, dude didn't say nothing. Dude was
that
there.
I know.
He was just there. And Jimmy was just going out his head.
Yeah.
And what can you say when you're Drew Holiday when Drew drops 100 points in 2 games? Nothing you can do.
Kevin Durant and D-Book scoring like insane numbers. Or just Kevin Durant leading a team in the West. Steph Curry and LeBron playing the finals for potentially the last time. What?
He's not the leader of that team right now. That's D-Book. D-Book's outplayed.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Steph and LeBron playing in the West.
He's a bus rider. Shout out Chuck.
Steph and LeBron playing for potentially the last time. Obviously, a young Celtics team that people have predicted to win the finals for the last couple of years. Maybe they finally rise and make it through. A lot of people like Philadelphia. It's a rich city. They love their sports. They love their basketball.
It's a good team to see in the finals,
it's a good team to see go deep. The Knicks are finally good again.
Think about the high profile teams we got. We got Golden State. I think is the richest team like in the NBA. We got LA, Tinseltown, the City of Angels. We got New York Knicks. We got the Philadelphia 76ers. We got the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Miami Heat. Like these are high profile cities. Like all the teams.
Well, that's what, so basically
it's amazing,
if you look at all the teams in it, the teams that you think of when you think basketball are there, except for like the Chicago Bulls, and then in the West maybe like, it might just be like Lakers and Warriors.
Yeah, the Lakers and Warriors are like the biggest teams in the West.
So I mean, it's super cool to see.
And you got Sacramento, a little taste of Sacramento.
Yeah,
people
in media,
put people on notice because nobody knew how good the Sacramento Kings was this year. Nobody cared, and it really, I think they got a lot of hype playing the Warriors, and I think. Even though they lost, obviously it was so good for them.
Yeah.
And
so speaking of that, we'll just get right into it. Out of every team eliminated already in the playoffs, who has the brightest future?
It's by far the Sacramento Kings. They have De'Aaron Fox, who looks like a top 3-point guard in the NBA. Keegan Murray broke the all-time 3-point made record for rookies this year. They got Malik Monk off the bench looking good. They got Sabonis, who's a good power forward. I'm not going to call him a center. Like, they have a good young squad. Mike Brown, unanimous coach of the year. Like, they have a bright, bright future. They're obviously like a piece or two away, but as they grow and go through these trials, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the West. 100%.
100%. Dang, bro. That might be it. That might be it for your boys.
All right, bro.
Little round of applause, huh?
It's all good, yeah.
Little round of applause because May is our month. June is our month. Every month is our month.
They don't know about that.
They don't know about it, for sure. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Check us out on Instagram at Good Point Bro. We're growing like crazy on there, so go check us out. Comment. We try to answer people. DM us. I answer a lot of the DMs, or I try to answer all the DMs. So DM us if you just want to, holler, say what's up. Cameron will send you a video of him saying hi. He'll send you a quick video. He'll say happy birthday to your mom or whatever. Just send us $5. We'll give you our Venmo.
Send you a bicep.
Yeah. Check us out on TikTok at goodpoint.bro. And as you guys know, on YouTube at the Good Point Bro Podcast. Check out our second channel on YouTube at Good Point Bro Picks with your boy Bossmaster Fresh, a.k.a. Bossmaster, a.k.a. Mr. Fresh, a.k.a. Adam. So it's been fun, right?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. Hope you guys had a good morning. And in case I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6, baby.